Yo, abegyafo ene so memamo akwa babiem de ba Tò Media so ene so nsama egu apono so na mosomfo Chris DJ ene so yakowura emunsam mu ne de emunsam no erebetudwa na monsoma hunu ne etwagu ene ne ekoso ewo ntintafide kase so ene oman Ghana ne wiase afa na nyina da Tò Media de nsam ne basana na yede ententem yede mekatuo yede nsem de abremu na monsoma hunu ne ekoso na se yekase ebo bi efrisoro ebetof oman Ghana anase wiase a na obi atimi ayeden apre ne ho atimi akwape park bi so ayeden akogina yesembre no efa ensem bi a efa eye 2024 7 December abato we a ekoso no eno ena yede emu insam yede ebremu na monsoma hunu ne ekoso ewo oman Ghana na oman Ghana eye ensama enrachi ekoso efa eye napo insensam no ho eno ede nsem bebre ede ba oman Ghana nyansam ketua oman Ghana ewo so e papa na eye napo ekotena ase na ne yere ene tenase edi nkomo bebre efa ensama okan no ho na wabase osra oman Ghana adenti no osra oman Ghana ensama okokan nti eye memene wa anke yeden ya ye ba be pachaw na nsama papa ne eka no mesese yenko tie mfiri ono ananum na ye ba de hobia so mo somfo Chris DJ merebeto am so Tò Media mesro so be like video no ashare no make comment na de fa ho na bribia wonsa aka ne masonko wa wontie bida wa wonhwe meda na enne so a woyen kwan a wode won ofuni wode ato sa intintafide kase so aye YouTube mesel say YouTube abrewa kasa akopura kasa YouTube mesel say onso benya botre no wa hwa ase ho hwa ase ho no mami no wa like it se wo hunu a fre wo nana no ana wo ba no mane nkyere wo hwa ase ho o like it share na make comment na famaye na bribia no so nsam no wono mo de ba yenso ye be pense mu yenso ye de nsam na asa bremu back biemu medamo se mo me yenkombra.
When something happens, they feel obliged to talk about it. They have to say something about it. Because Manasseh is quiet doing his work in America, and he saw the NAPO thing. He saw everybody talking about it. He feels that he has to talk about it some. So he took his pen, and then the Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth will always speak. When we type, is our mouth that is speaking or is our heart that's speaking? I don't know. You decide. But I don't know why everybody needed to say something about what NAPO said. Of course, his political opponents, for them it was fodder. Hey, the guy has insulted Kwame Nkrumah. It's okay. That's allowed. It's very, very allowed. Okay. But why must every journalist sitting, every blogger sitting feel that he has to say something about it? That's a trap that Manasseh entrapped himself with. It's a trap of megalomania. When you think that you are very, very important, then when something is going on and you haven't said anything about it, you think you say something about it because you are the end all and be all of the narrative and the analysis. That's the megalomania in his head. That's what he was thinking. Then he came to write something out of his heart, insulting the people, that they are nonsense people. This is what he said. And he started by presenting himself as some professional of sorts, as some academic professional. I think because he's been hanging out with Professor Kwame Nkrumah quite a bit. I think he's beginning to feel that he's also a master of the School of Communication Studies at the University of Ghana. I think the megalomania is eating him up because he's been spending quite a bit of time with Kwame Nkrumah, who no doubt is a colossus at this communication business. And because Kwame Nkrumah has been spending time with Manasseh or vice versa, Manasseh is beginning to think that he too is. So look how he said, as a student of communication studies, I don't know what that means. He says that because he's a student of communication studies, what he saw was more of a KJTR market preacher than that of a running mate. Now, I come back to communication studies. I come back to it. What in communication studies suggests that when a political communicator is speaking to his base, that he shouldn't be like a Kejetia market preacher. In fact, that is correct, proper communication. I don't know what they've been learning, but they put their degrees on their shoulders as a communication something. Let me say it again. In the most successful political communicator is that communicator who is able to communicate with different demographics and let each demographic feel that he's talking to them. That's the essence of a successful.
Apparently, so many persons have actually come out to say that Manasseh Azuri didn't really think this well before coming out to blow this, meaning that's why he actually came back to apologize.
Political communicator. Successful political communication is multi-dimensional. It suggests that this political communicator is communicating to social stratification A. He communicates differently to social stratification B, C, and D. And in each of the instances, this political communicator is able to communicate to the particular social stratification or the particular group of people for them to feel confident and satisfied that he is speaking our language. That is the essence of political communication. So in fact, when Nana Poku stood before the party faithfuls, and he was not addressing the entire nation as such, when he stood before the political faithfuls in the heart of Ashanti region, in the heart of Infantine Newtown, in the heart of Bantama, he needed to speak like a Kejetia market preacher. That's the point. That is communication, not what he's talking about. That he didn't speak like a vice president, like a running mate. How do running mates speak? You see the bereftness of their ideas. How do running mates speak? Running mates speak only determined by who they are speaking to. That is a successful political communicator as a running mate. When he speaks, it depends on who he's speaking to. So when Nana Poku comes to address the Royal College of Physicians, of which he's a proud member, he will wear a bow tie. He will wear the thing they put in their neck as Royal College, and he will say that, Your Majesty, Prince of Wales, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of Parliament, all protocol observed. It gives me great pleasure, Your Majesty. That's how he will say it. That is Nana Poku. When Nana Poku comes to Bantama, he has to take off the bow tie, take off the white shirt and the black suit, wear a shirt, and start talking like a Kejetia market preacher. That is the way that the politician, whether he's running mate or whether he's president, that is the way that he ought to communicate. But if you think you have megalomania, you think that you know everything when you know nothing, if you think that you are some paragon of intellectual knowledge when there's nothing in your head, this is what you come and tell the general public, that because you're a student of communication, what you saw is below the communication level of a running mate. How dare you say that? And you choose to select so some people you call Kejetia market preacher. You see how they are. These are the people who say that they are humble. This Manasseh. These are the people who wear the tag of I am humble, I am humble. Out of the abundance of the heart, the Bible says, the mouth will speak. They pretend they are humble, but they are full of hatred and conceitedness. That's who they are. That's what he's shown here. Now he's